That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Today's small woodworking project is a great little scrap wood build, and I'm going to try building it with only pallet wood. Try being the key word here. I'm not 100% sure I'll pull it off. It's small, and quite honestly, I'm a little worried that I'm going to try and get too cute with the curves. But I fear without the curves, the piece will be too bulky. And pallet wood? Yeah, I know. Pallet wood is only for rustic or primitive builds. Not today. We're going to take this free wood and try to turn it into something that is slender and elegant. If that sounds like a build you're interested in, please stick around to the end, hit that like and comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I think pallet wood is perfect for small projects. It's free, assuming you have the time, and you can find hardwoods that you would otherwise have to pay a pretty penny for. And in this case, the slats are thinner than 3/4 inches, already planed down, so they're perfect for a more delicate build like this one. I planed these pieces down years ago. They're just sitting here waiting for me to use them. If you don't have a planer, that's fine. You can still use pallet wood, but you're going to have to sand them. Yes, it takes longer. Be patient, go through your grits, and in the end, you'll pull the grain from the wood. I have no idea what species this is. I'm calling it cherry because of the color. If you have any thoughts on it, please let me know in the comments. It's Valentine's Day or close to it. You know, that commercial holiday where we express our undying love and eat lots of chocolate. Both actually pretty good things to do, so I'll forgive the commercialization of it. But my point being, I wanted to make something a little softer than my normal builds. Free-flowing curves, maybe with a little heart cut out in the middle. And yeah, that's just not going to work. It looks a little too hokey for me. So I think we'll pivot and go a different way. Let's straighten the lines up, make a half pattern, flip it and repeat it, and I'm thinking that's looking much better. So here's probably the hardest part, cutting it out. I'm going with my scroll saw. You can use a coping saw, bandsaw, pretty much anything you have, especially now that we went to angles over curves. I just take my time. Take it down slow and easy. Okay, before we hit the sander up, let's pause the video. I don't like this. It's far bulkier than I want. I do not like the straight lines. And the truth be told, I turned the lights off last night and just went inside. Went in, played with the piece for a couple hours off and on as I winded down, watching McDreamy or McSteamy. I really don't know which one Patrick Dempsey is, but he has his great show, Memory of a Killer, out. Although, he'll always be known for You Can't Buy Me Love. And instead of starting over, I decided to give this piece a try in the morning, carving it or sanding it into submission. I dig the sides in the benchtop sander, relying on that beautiful curved edge you always hear me talk about to smooth it all over, then slowly whittle down the arms, if you will. For the bottom, I just cut into it, a slight concave to create little feet. It adds so much to the piece, another curve, another line, and of course, it creates a far more stable base than a straight edge would. Then it's just a matter of making the other two sides. I'm very particular here though. I want them to be down a little lower, so that middle where all the arms come together isn't quite so crowded. I draw it out, cut a quick template, and then saw them out. Again, the sander is used to give me the curves I want. It's a lot of trial and error, and I'm sure some would say it's not quick and easy anymore, but quick to me is anything from, say, 30 minutes to leaking into a lazy afternoon. And easy, it's not just a 90-degree cut and glue gun. No offense to glue guns, I love mine. But it is woodworking here, and truthfully, the only issue I'm having is I build by look and feel. So I'm adjusting everything on the fly. As you can see, we're getting there. And no, we're not making an Imperial drone. You know, the one Han shot on Empire Strike Back? Yeah. A little bit of a nerd here if my endless bookshelf builds didn't give that away. Some more sanding, then some hand sanding to break down the edges. Then it's glue up. And I'm at a loss here. I really have no idea. Tight bond? The pieces are so small compared to my normal build, so I went with CA glue. And it sets fast, like too fast. I have no idea how people work with this stuff. I just eyeball it really in the middle, flush to the bottom, and then twist it in the middle where the arms cross. Hold, count, and done. And I am loving the lines now. The curves on this are coming out perfect. I leave it to dry and move on to the little tiny shelf. I'm going 4.5 inches here, using the last of the pallet slat we started with. Rip the width, then cut the size. Then add a 30-degree chamfer to table saw on all 4 edges. Then 120 grit again, sand it all smooth, a heavy round over on the top to play with a 30-degree chamfer underneath. Perfect. Now comes the fun part. We have a wobble. Now, Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall down, but this will. I think the easiest thing to do, not necessarily the safest as this is an aggressive approach, but easiest is just to plop it down on the sander and try and hold it steady and get all 4 feet smoothed over. Then flip her over and do the same for the top. We clean up some of the glue stains. I'm using a chisel here, but curiosity, how does everyone do this? I mean, I see everyone put CA glue on pieces and squeeze together and hit with the activator. Doesn't any of that stain the wood, the activator? The glue? And here we are. I'm really pleased with how the curves came out. Yeah, I wish I'd been able to get that heart cut out I wanted, but I really truly think I was trying for too much on such a small piece. I think it would look even better, 3 to 4 inches taller, more elegant, streamlined, maybe make a set of 2 or 3 in varying heights. The question I have for you is, which way is your favorite? 1, arms on top, top angled to each arm. 2, arms on top, top squared to each arm. 3, arms down, top angled to each arm. Or 4, arms down, top squared to each arm. I'm leaning towards 1, arms up, top angled to each arm. I also think that with this, I can make the top smaller, which will only make the piece that much more tight. I think with this being cherry, or what I'm calling cherry, once I decide on the final top layout, I'm just going to hit it with some plain old lacquer and let the grain do the work. As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next time.